Okay.
Hello, Steven there.
This is him.
Great, this is Mark Lewis with Bank of England, the mortgage division. I'm a senior loan officer. You can call in just to follow up on your inquiry that you made about the USDA home loan. Just wanted to check in with you, find out how we can help, and see what you're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, I'm just looking to buy a house, and I heard about these programs.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'd love to help you out. It's incredibly simple, so let me get started just asking you a few questions. I just really want to understand how we can best serve you and then figure out the best loan program for you.
Okay.
Okay, so right there, one of the things that I want to say is that, don't be so much concerned about just reading off of the script, but the emphasis of the tone that you put into it at different levels. So, so right here when you said hello, is Steven there? You want to be more upbeat, more positive, right? You can't let the customer see that you're reading off a script.
Yeah.
I know that you're reading these words for probably the first time or second time, but I want you to be like the actor that the master actor that is putting life into the words. And you see, has anyone, remember when you're in school, teachers read you stories, and some teachers, they read really good stories, but it's just the way they emphasize the words.
Yeah.
And some teachers, couldn't read, they didn't put enough life into it, it sounded boring. That's the same thing here. I'm not saying to be fake, but I'm just saying that, know your pitches, because, it's going to be critical that you got to remember people's lives most of the time are all jacked up, and when you come in, it's positive and fresh and super. Have you ever heard someone's voice and you love their voice? You're like, wow, that just changed my day. Maybe a song, or maybe someone said something to you. So just try to keep that in mind.
Okay.
So no, yeah, keep going.
Okay, so keep going or start?
Yeah,
over?
keep going.
So, I'm looking to buy a house and heard about these programs.
Okay, awesome. So what are your financial goals here?
In terms of what?
Just what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, as far as, you have a specific purchase price in mind, or you?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first home, so I really don't know what to do. I just
You're
started
renting right now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so if you don't mind me asking, what's made you decide to start looking at purchasing a home, or why haven't you done this already?
It's time to. I'm tired of wasting my money away at rent. So I figured the money's just being thrown away, so I might as well just use it for something.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Now's a great time to buy, as far as getting out of renting. If that's your goal, love to help you do that. How soon are you looking to make this happen? Are you just getting the process started? Or you have a time frame in mind?
I have a realtor friend. Was asking them if they could show me some homes, but they said that I need to get pre-approved first, and so I just went online and started looking around and essentially applied online.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that's a good way to start. So your realtor's right. The first step is just getting that pre-approval done so that you really understand your options here. So what we can do is we'll just keep running through these questions and see what. We can do.
See what I want to show you something that's different with the script that I don't know if you guys noticed, is that I really want to see you guys do this. It's not so much important that. Okay. You don't have to read everything verbatim on this. We understand you're not going to do that with every customer, but there's a I don't know if you guys saw this, but there is a deliberate framework in the script. And you guys notice that what you're doing is, so you get the guy on the phone and you let him know, hey, it's incredibly simple to get started.
Yeah.
I just need to ask you a few basic questions to see how we can better serve you. But then you're going to ask the questions, and here you're going to be making the mental connections. Can I get a loan for this guy or not? Right? You're not giving this huge long pitch first. You want to pre-qualify him first with these questions.
Yeah.
And in Velocify now, with the key points, is these same questions, right?
Yeah.
And when you're asking these questions, the data will duplicate into the red light checklist or in other areas of the Velocify.
Okay.
And moving forward in the future, you'll be able to export the data into Encompass. But the point here is that these questions are telling you, where do you stand with the borrower? So we want to get that out of the way first,
Okay.
and identify when we're done asking him the questions. Do we have a loan for this guy or not? And these questions should be able to tell you, where we stand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what I do is usually I'll introduce myself, I will ask them how much they know about the, let's say it's USDA. And obviously a lot of them don't really know anything about it. And then that's when I'll segue into, I'll kind of explain the USDA, but during that process, I'll say like, I'll ask them what their credit score is. And some of them will say, mine maybe a 600 or like a 680 or mine's a 520. I don't have a good credit. That's cutting out a lot of time. Do you think I should do that before I ask these questions? Or
Well, the credit's right there. I mean, the credit.
I do that based on their voice.
I mean, you're gonna know that. I mean, yes, if you're talking to someone that says, I mean, they come out and tell you, I got 520 credit, I make $500 a month. You wouldn't need to go into this with them. That's common sense. But see, the main thing is that we're going into it to find out. We're trying to inspire them. What are your goals? What do you want your home to say about you? Why haven't you done this sooner? I mean, I saw one the other day. A guy was taking a nap, and the response in the box was because I lost my job. Okay, that's a red flag. He's unemployed.
Yeah.
So it's going to tell you that. How soon you're looking to own a home? Oh, 2 years from now, tonight. I mean, so these key questions are telling you, what as far as with their credit. Where do they stand? How do you rate your credit? And so the thing is that you can do that too. The original script had it to where they talk about the product and they start to pre-qualify. That's fine too. You can do that. The thing is that this is assuming that when you got somebody on the phone that they're worthy of going into these questions with.
Okay, so almost like a realtor referral.
Well, no, I mean, or like your customer that you have that you're turning in California, the 500,000. He wasn't a realtor referral, right? He was a lead, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a good lead.
Right.
The guy, he sounds educated. I mean, he sounds like there's
Right.
potential there. I mean, you're not going to do this with everyone. If it's if it's something that's there's no sense in it, then don't do it.
I'll ask you when people are renting. I'll ask just what they pay in rent, just because. If they're paying $300 or if they're paying $2,000, that lets you know something right off the bat.
Yeah.
Kind of what they can afford.
That's true.
So
That's a
I
good
do
point.
that pretty fast, just because that seems to be. A good
Yeah,
one.
but before you ask the questions, though, I think it's important that you kind of segue or preface that hey, I'm gonna just so I can better understand what we're dealing with here to serve you better. I'm just gonna ask you a few things. Fair enough? Or is
Yeah, that
okay?
makes sense. Yeah.
So because sometimes like if you go into some things that are like, for instance, asking for the social, that's very invasive and you have to kind of lead into it. So I just think that if we move the questions up at the front, because before, if the old script or the way that we were doing
It's
it,
like you shoot out the programs first.
right,
Yeah.
right. So then we can find out, because we don't want to waste our time, with someone that's not eligible for the loan. So
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, just keep going. It's good.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me about your career. What is it you're doing for a living right now?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay. Any other sources of income? Just your truck driving?
No, just me. I have a fiance. She's a nurse, but yeah, just me.
Okay. And how long have you been driving a truck for?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Is that with the same company?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And you like doing that?
That's all right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And so you say your wife is working as well, right? Okay. Are you planning to both go on the loan, or are you trying to do this for yourself?
Yeah, I would like to do it for myself first. If she needs to be on loan, then that'd be great, or then that'd be okay. But I want to see if I can do it myself.
Okay. Yeah, we can take a look at that and then figure out what would work. As far as your credit goes, how would you rate that right now?
It's so. I mean, I would say I'm about a 640.
About a 640.
Yeah.
Where did you last see that? Did you have it checked recently?
I keep up with it on Credit Karma, but last time I looked at it, I guess it was when I tried to get a loan from a bank a couple months ago.
Okay. And what did it come back as?
It was at like a 628.
Okay. Did you get denied by the other bank, or what happened with that?
No, I just ended up not going through with it.
Not going through? Okay. All right. Did you get pre-approved, or was it an initial inquiry?
It's in the summer query.
Okay.
I ran
Excellent.
my credit.
All right, yeah, so we can kind of figure that out. So as far as items that are on your credit, do you know what all's reporting as far as you have any auto loans, personal loans?
Yeah, I have an auto loan, have a truck. I pay about like $500 a month. My fiance, I bought her a car that we pay like $275. So,
Okay, so 500 and then 275, and
Correct.
is that on your credit or that's on
It's
yours?
on my credit.
It's on yours.
Yeah.
Okay. And any judgments on there? Any derogatory marks? Anything that you're
No
aware of?
yeah, no
that's-
judgments. Derogatory. What do you mean by derogatory?
So any late payments, collections, any large derogatories like bankruptcies
no
in the
late
past?
payments. No, I'm never late on my payments.
Okay, so you have no late payments.
No.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Congratulations on that. A lot of people do. And so anything else? So other than that, do you have any student loans out or?
No,
anything?
I just started driving trucks. I never went to college. So.
Never went to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the way that we essentially that we pre-approve you, we look at your debt ratio. So we look at the income coming in compared to what's going out. So these things that are on your credit, we just want to figure out your monthly payments on those. So you've got your auto payments and then credit cards. Do you have any credit cards out?
Yeah, I got 2 credit cards.
Okay. What's the minimum payment? on those?
I usually like to pay them off fully.
Okay.
And so whatever that is, whether it's $200,
You just pay it off
I just pay it all
every
off.
month.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then any personal loans or anything like that on
No.
there? Okay, so it's just those auto loans
Yeah.
would be your debt. Okay, great. And as far as driving as a truck, what's the nature of your pay? Do you get paid per mileage or
I get paid by the hour.
by the hour?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're generally doing 40 hours weekly?
A little bit more than that.
A little more than that?
I do about 60.
Okay, great. And what's the hourly rate there?
25.
Okay, excellent. Do you remember what your yearly was for 2015?
Yeah, I'd have to go look back at that. I couldn't tell you, man. I let my fiance handle all that.
Okay, excellent.
I just like to drive.
Okay. So right now, as far as money that you've got available, how much have you set any money aside for investing in a home? Or do you have any savings currently?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to save up, but I would really like to to put as little down as possible.
Okay,
So
excellent.
if I could put
Yeah.
0 down, that's what interested me in getting a loan from y'all.
Okay, yeah, that's so we have multiple programs here, and so with the 0 down, we'll definitely take that avenue first, which is that's true. There's no down payment requirement there. The worst case scenario would be 3.5% down, and so that just still a small down payment, much better than say 10 or 20% with a conventional loan. And the good thing about that is there's no location restrictions. So depending on where you're looking, we can get you approved for both options.
What I want you to do when you say the 3.5%, I want you to say only before that.
Only.
Yeah, only 3.5%.
Only 3.5.
And I think instead of saying down payment, I think it's better if you say cash outlay or investment or cash investment. Something because what they're doing is you got to understand they're reducing the balance of their loan.
Yeah.
Right. So they're basically I had this conversation with a customer the other day, like, I don't want to take the money out of my 401k. So I said, well, here's all you're doing is transferring the money from one account to another. And let me explain to you what I mean. So a house is an asset; it goes up in value, right? It goes up in value, right? So your 401k, I said, let me ask you a question. The last year, as your 401k, what's the return you got? They said like 0.5%. I said, well, the homes right now in Texas, they're appreciating anywhere from 3 to 5% annually. So if you're investing into this house, it'll appreciate 3 to 5%. I bought my house, 4 years ago, it's appreciated 69%. Where can you get that kind of return? So, and plus it's reducing your down payment, or it's reducing your monthly payment. So
I like that. Transferring
Yeah.
no, that's true.
Yeah.
No, but
It makes complete
it
sense.
is a cash investment.
Yeah.
So you don't want to say down payment or money down. You want to use the right words and say only 3.5%. It's only a 3.5% cash outlay or cash investment.
Okay.
You'd be surprised. I mean, they've
way
done
that-
studies on this, and you say only in front of something, it makes a huge difference. So anyway.
Okay. So as far as those loan programs, there are others as well. Do you happen to be eligible for VA benefits, or have you ever been in the military?
Nope. Well, my father was. Would I be able to use his?
So if your father was, we wouldn't be able to use that. So we would go with the same programs we were talking about. And then your rent right now, how much are you paying for rent?
600.
600. Okay. And is that an apartment, or are you paying?
Yeah, that's apartment.
Okay. So you just pay with check every month.
I like to pay cash. But,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, do you get any sort of record from the apartment company, or is it to an individual, or is it a company there?
They give me I go down to the office.
To the leasing office
Yeah.
there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Great. So then, as far as your search right now, have you actually started looking at any homes? Are you working with a realtor? Just looking online a little bit, or are you really just at the beginning at this point?
Just the beginning. It's more my fiance who really wants to buy a home. She just wanted me to call. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, based on what you just told me, it sounds like you'd be a great candidate for a loan. We can get you, look at approving you for both loan programs. So you've got options here. And then since you don't already have a realtor, we can set you up with someone who's already approved, that is familiar with these programs, can represent you in the transactions. And so, yeah, we can go ahead and get that started for you.
Now, one thing I was going to tell you on that right there, to me, like, there was no, you want to shift in your tone right there, right?
Okay.
Based on what you told me, you'd be a perfect fit. You'd be a perfect homeowner. You want to put more emphasis, and like, because you really believe that, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you think it's not. I know it's a script, but I mean, you want to be really like believing. Hey, man, based on what you told me, be a perfect homeowner. I'd love to get you into a house.
Yeah.
But you have to really, envision that, and see that. And see.
You would be a perfect one.
Yeah. But you have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, let yourself get excited too. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're going to qualify, then that's good.
Yeah,
news.
yeah. Of course. I mean, you can't be monotone about it.
Yeah.
You want to be real, and open yourself up. And so,
Yeah.
so now that you've asked him the questions, then you're going to go into you and the company. Because we got to remember the reason why.
Then you got to establish the trust.
Right, because the three things why people won't buy it's you're trusting the company, and the product. So these are and then you talk about you and the company.
Okay. So, yes, I mean, based on everything you told me, you would be a perfect homeowner. So let me just give you a little bit more information about the company. Obviously, you want to know some more about who you're going to be working with. So the Bank of England Mortgage, we're one of the nation's largest funders of government home loan programs. That's our specialty. That's what we specialize in. And me as a loan officer, that's what I specialize in as well. In fact, we've actually received awards from the USDA and been nominated as one of the best lenders for the past few years. Just this past year, we've helped over 10,000 families become homeowners. I'm a senior loan officer here, licensed by NMLS. Whenever I send you an email after this, I'll have my NMLS number in there, so you can go up and look up my license online, just so you know who you're working with. The company itself, we've been in business for over 115 years. We're family-owned and operated company. We lend in all 50 states, and we lend directly, which means that we're making all the loan decisions right here from our desk. So there's no brokers out there shopping your deal around, pulling multiple credit reports. You're not going to worry about that. And that means that also, as a benefit, you're going to have access to the lowest interest rates. So whereas when you're dealing with a broker, they're going to be marking up the rate to cover their fee. So with us, there's no middleman. You're dealing with the lender directly. So also, I just want to share with this, I'm sure you've heard stories about people's loans getting sold around. Since we are the bank, we service your loans, so you don't have to worry about just getting a letter in the mail and finding out all the time that it's sold to another lender. We're FDIC insured. We have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau, and I'm sure you've done a little bit of research before inquiring. Is that correct?
Yeah. I just kind of looked at USDA. So.
Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, if you can just give me 1% of your trust and allow me to earn the other 99%, then I would love to help you out. So let's do this.
Okay, now on that last part right
Yeah,
there, there should have been more. That should have been more. Emphasis on that, because
Yeah,
you're
I
leading
like that
into a big
phrase.
thing,
Yeah. So So if you can just give me 1% of your trust and allow me to earn the other 99%. Give me 1% of your trust and allow me to earn the other 99%.
Give me 99% of your trust.
Sound fair enough?
Sounds good.
Great, let's do it.
So you see but in there, when you're saying, give me 1% of your trust, allow me to earn the other 99%. Sound fair enough? So you see what we're doing? I want you to shift your tone in there.
Yeah.
And because now when you're saying sound fair enough,
fair enough.
You want to make it sound like you're the reasonable guy, right? And so, when you're asking him now for earning his trust, and that's a separate tone. Don't just read it all out like it's one thing. It's a separate tone, and so but I think it's very, very important that you do that. If you listen to some of the best speakers, the way they communicate, they're very good, very deliberate with their tone. Remember how when your mom would yell at you, her tone would get really high, and so, that was planned, it was deliberate. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, then you push the file into Encompass. That's what you're going to be able to do, and then you can pull credit right there. Then I want you to go into the products. You'll discuss them, and I mean obviously you're going to give him whatever option you're going to give him. And so now you've sold them on you and the company.
I have a question about this. What I tend to do is I don't really even, if they inquire about USDA, I don't even mention the word FHA. I just, like, let's say, the home that you're looking at right now. I'll first of all tell them that either there's a 0% down or 3.5%
Yeah,
down.
that's what I'll say, and then I've started doing it more because I've had people get all the way there, like connected with a realtor, and they're like, I thought I was doing USDA with a down payment. Oh no, it's a separate program. Sorry.
Yeah, because I don't mention FHA until like after they
right. You say urban or rural or zero down. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. This is not really you're not telling them this. This is so you know what the product is, but you're just talking to them about this area right here.
Okay.
And so, I agree with that. So, okay. So yeah, I mean, so these are the products. I mean, I think you guys know what they are. But what I want you guys to go into, if you don't mind, is just start from here.
Okay. So we have a limited time offer through December. First month for free, no house payment. Are you interested in shaving 7 years off the loan to pay it faster?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, we have also a rapid pay plan. It's called a Home Equity Accelerator, whereas when you can pay bi-weekly and that actually takes 7 years off the loan, you'll get a lower interest rate, usually lowers it by about 0.5%, and I can send you an amortization schedule so you can see the effect that's going to have on your monthly payments. Now, after the election, rates are projected to keep going up, so I want to lock your rate in before they go any higher. Also, these programs have limited funding, and once the money runs out, we won't be able to make these loans, and there's a lot of talk about government cutbacks. So the next step, we'll connect you with a local USDA-approved realtor. A lot of good reasons to work with them. For one, they specialize in the program, they go to bat for you and negotiate the best price, and make sure the closing costs can be included. Best of all, you don't actually have to pay for this, the seller does. So when you're choosing a realtor, it's better to be right than make a mistake and risk losing the home. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Great, then they'll be reaching out to you today. They'll meet you, they'll meet your spouse, learn about what you like, what you're looking for in a home, take into account all the amenities, school district for the kids, that backyard patio you want to have, everything that you're looking for, that they'll consult with you on that. Once you find the perfect home that you like, you'll just sign the purchase agreement and we'll start processing the loan and get it ready for underwriting. I'll package up the loan, get all of this taken care of for you. We will need to get a few items from you. Do you happen to have a pen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll go over this.
So you're going to request these things from him. But then one thing I want you to say, and he's a guy, but you don't need to say this, but one thing I want you to say is I'm going to be with you every step of the way and show you all the ins and outs. So.
Okay. Yeah, so throughout the whole process, I'm going to be with you every step of the way, show you all the ins and outs. What's the best way to reach you? Do you like phone, email, text?
Yeah, phone's the best.
Okay, excellent. That's what I like as well. If you have any questions, you ever need anything at all, please call or email me. I'm always here for you. If I don't answer, it's probably because I'm on the other line or helping another customer, but I'll get back as soon as possible. Okay, so you'll be receiving a copy of the approval letter via email. One other thing that's very important. I'm going to send you over a pre-approval video. Best practices that must be followed to be successful when buying a home. Please, please, please watch this video. And believe me, if you're as happy as half of the thousands of clients I've helped, you're going to send me a ton of referrals. One of the best decisions you'll ever make is to invest in a home. So just think of what you can do at your new house, cooking in the kitchen, having a great time. Just do your wife a favor, pick out her favorite cooktop, and she's going to give you a huge kiss. Okay, and who else do you know that would benefit from me helping them out?
I don't know, man. Let's go through this one first, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, hey, after you close your loan and you're in your new home, I definitely want to be invited to that house party, and then you can send me all your referrals. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah. So you see, one thing that's real powerful. What you're doing here, it's called future pace, and you're basically having them cast forward in the future, them owning the home, and that's why you ask in the beginning, what do you want your home to say about you? It could be a craftsman, a tool shop, whatever.
Yeah.
So you want to know, you want to use that on him. Say, hey man, could you imagine making that new sleigh for your son in your new tool shop, or whatever he's have him start thinking about it, because when he starts to visualize that, it's going to stimulate him to want to buy the house, right? So this is very powerful stuff, man. Like when I ask you, hey, can you imagine that one day you're going to have your own LOA in your own office, and you're closing 30 loans a month, and you start to visualize that, you start to think about that. So that encourages you, gives you hope, gives you faith,
Yeah.
And it's very, very important that you have people, you make them see a vision, because you want them to feel certain. Right? You want them to, they want to feel good about their decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is really, really important. Anyway, this is some of the objections that come up, during the process. And the key takeaway here is you have to, first off, what do I say here? Sale begins once the objection starts. Once the objection comes up, then what you need to do is loop back. Okay, you're going to loop back into either the product, you, or the company. Or the questions that you ask them. So when the questions come up, see, like I was saying before, people they're going to make a decision to buy or not based on the positives and negatives about the transaction, right? And so as soon as you tip the scale and there's more positives than negatives, they're going to buy. It's just like picking the lock in the escape room. You have to be able to pick the lock in their brain to get them to buy. And so there has to be more positives than negatives. You guys do it too. Every major decision you guys make, whether to rent a house somewhere, whether to buy a car, any important choice, you're doing this too. You may be doing it unconsciously, but you're doing it. And so the thing is that to be conscious about the sales process and be deliberate about it, and pick the lock in their brain to get them to buy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's going to be these objections that come up, right? And you're going to have to know to loop back, because the three things that are going to stop them from buying is they don't trust you, they don't trust the company, or they don't like the product. Those are the only three things. So if you can go back to those and dismantle those limiting beliefs, then they're going to move forward, 90% of the time. But you have to know, like, here's the thing, and you guys, you've closed loans now, you've seen that it's riding a Bronco to closing, but you have to stay focused on the close. You can all this other pitter patter, it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? Just stay focused on the straight line to get them in the closing. So it's crucial, man. So anyway, that's pretty much it for those things. So Steve, I know you got a jet, man, but
Yeah, but I do want to pull me aside one time and we can go over this.
yeah, because I want you to read it. Yeah, but no, this is really good. I'm telling you that if you follow this,
Yeah.
Danny, if you want to read it to Mark, and I'll get you this week, man.
Okay, yeah,
so,
please do.
Yeah. So this is we've changed the way that we're selling to people now.
Yeah.
And so we've moved some stuff around in the script, and so if you want, you can be the loan officer to him and ask him questions. And so the key thing in here is understanding the framework of how we're doing it, and committing it to a habit to make sure that we're actually carrying it out.
Okay.
These are the key tenets that I want you guys to really understand and follow with selling. And really what it comes down to is, tonality, using certain tones deliberately to get the guy to feel certain emotions during the process, the sales process, to get him to close, right?
Yes.
I mean, you guys do this all the time in real life. But it's like when we're talking to people, we forget about it, and I do it too. I'm not a master of this. I'm trying to be, and so I just.
It's funny you said that, because in the beginning, like, if someone wanted a certain amount and they didn't qualify for it, my tone, that's what I've been practicing on now, but my tone would be like, yeah, I mean, it seems here, you only qualify for 150, but now, nowadays what I'm doing is like, oh, great, hey, I just